Today is October 27th, 2020, and you're watching and listening to the Bush League Bros podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 20 of Bush League Bros Sports Talk. Brett Batchelder here, and of course, as always, the man in the hoodie, Paul Liakis. Paul, episode 20, stop dabbing. That hurts to see. That is
Dab it up.
of our 16 subscribers, we just lost half of them on that right there. That was just painful. And I think I'm going to unsubscribe now.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Aside of your horrible dance moves, Paul, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing all right, as good as I can be. As good as I can be as a Patriots fan, just in general, in the world that is 2020 right now. I'm doing about as good as I can be, I'll be honest.
Can I just say this? I'm looking at us right now. You know, I should be looking at the camera, but I'm looking at us right now.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should be playing Texas Hold'em or something. Like,
oh, yeah.
You've got the beanie cover, and I've got the ridiculous hat. I think.
Mm-hmm. I got a terrible poker face, though. So even with
that's
this,
why it's all covered.
Even with this, I would still be terrible. Yeah.
No,
I
appreciate your honesty. It's very nice. I'm glad you can be honest with everybody. But you're all right.
Yep.
We'll talk about what's driving you down here a little later.
Yes, we will. Yep.
We all know what's driving me down. We'll talk about that a little later as well. But before we do that, let's just talk about the human race for a little bit here. Humans being humans. I saw some things. I'm always seeing things. I'm out there scouring the interwebs.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see what's going on in the world because, 2020, I'm quarantined, can't go out and experience it myself. Mm-hmm. So I didn't even know this was still a thing, but apparently the Guinness Book of World Records, you're familiar with this, right?
I am. I used to get the book every year. Remember when they had the book?
That was like between that and the I Spy book. That was always the best seller.
I got that book for Christmas,
kids, right?
Yeah, I got that book for Christmas every year for like 15 years in a row. And I remember it was like always the word, like my aunt or uncle that would give me that instead of like a gift card.
Yeah, like I don't want to see the same picture of someone's 20-foot long toenails. Like that's disgusting. Like I don't.
It was always some weird shit like that. You're right. Yeah.
And I don't even know if these people get paid for achieving these records. They all seem pretty stupid. And there's plenty of records, I'm sure, that are absolute tomfoolery. But two that stuck out to me that I saw that happened recently within the last week or so.
Yeah.
One happened in, I think, Idaho. Mm-hmm. David Rush. Mm-hmm. He holds, I guess, over 150 Guinness records. Yeah. Like, how much time do you have?
Yeah.
And I don't want to bash him.
that guy, yeah.
Well, I don't want to bash him too hard because I guess he does it for charity or something. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Of course he
does.
Yeah, and I
said I mean that might be, I don't know, what are these charities? Maybe they're lining his pocket. I don't know. These are accusations, baseless accusations. But this record just seems kind of stupid. He bounced a ping pong ball 43 times off a wall in 30 seconds using his mouth. Mm-hmm. Why is this a record that people are going for?
You didn't put that in the notes.
No, I did not. I specifically kept that out to throw you off a little bit.
I was about to be like, this is the easiest shit. I was like, I could do this right now. And like, I could bounce a ping pong ball 43 times.
He's going full Riley Reid on these ping pong balls. Just keeping the same one up for 30 seconds. I had to keep that out just for a line like that, just to throw you off. But that you gonna be all right over there? Are you just trying to picture this right now?
I'd love to see Riley Reid attempt this one. Yeah.
Bro, she could probably double his record in 30 seconds. Please. No problem. Anywho, so let's go to the other one here. Let's not talk about what the porn stars can do here.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to pronounce this name, okay? I'm going to get it way wrong, and I apologize to Mr. Raun Langming. Mm-hmm. He's in China. He's a China guy.
Yeah.
And he broke the record for having the most bees covering his body. He had 140 pounds worth of bees on him.
Yeah.
And while I think the other one is completely ridiculous and stupid, this one's just moronic. What are humans trying to achieve? Why would Guinness even allow this?
I feel like, how is that even an impressive, like, you just are able to get the most bees.
You're
Like,
just
I
an
think
idiot.
anyone can do this.
Who would? You could, but would you?
No, I would never do it. No.
Oh, let me just cover myself in bees. That's what I want to wake up and do today. What could you? And I want to know how much these Guinness, record, the people that got to keep track of this stuff and verify it.
Yeah.
How much are they getting paid to ship out to China and watch this
guy
idiot?
Yeah.
Come, I don't want to be around 140 pounds worth of bees, whether they're on me or not. Aren't bees in trouble? Aren't we supposed to be protecting bees?
Right? This guy probably just
not playing with them.
How many bees is 140 pounds worth of bees? It's got to be.
I mean, a
over
bee
a million,
doesn't weigh like anything. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So this guy probably just killed half the bees on the planet just attempting this record.
Yeah,
so
and don't they die when they sting you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be more impressed if he did 140 pounds of murder hornets. That's what I want to see. I want to see him attempt it with murder hornets.
Absolutely dead. But
that's why
I don't know. We were supposed to be overrun with them, and so far, that's the one thing in 2020 that hasn't.
This is the type of thing where, like, if he did this and then he died, I'd be like, he deserved that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I would not.
Stupid.
No empathy. Exactly. I would not feel bad whatsoever if he died doing that. Yeah.
It's just like last episode. You put me in a cage with a mountain lion. If I die, I'm the idiot that fought the mountain lion. Like, this is what we're doing here.
Exactly.
I'm sick of Guinness World Records, but I do want to know one thing.
Yes.
If you could go for any record, what record are you going for?
All right. So we see these, like, world records and, like, things people eat, right? I'm not a very good, like, I'm not a competitive eater. I'm not someone that can eat food very fast, but there is one food that I do enjoy that I think that I could set the world record in eating it.
What do we got?
And it would be pineapple. Pineapple is my jam, dude. I think that
Why do you like pineapple so much? Do you like it for the taste or the benefits?
Both. And yeah,
good for your women.
It's a healthy part of the diet. Your girlfriend will appreciate it. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Anyways, the record, I looked it up. I don't know what constitutes a pineapple lump, but it says the world record for eating 10 pineapple lumps is in 1 minute and 4.24 seconds. So I think that I could beat that. What constitutes a pineapple lump? How big is that? Is it?
I don't know. I don't like pineapple.
I love pineapple. So
I would think it would have to be like one of those big slices that they do, like the thick slice. I don't know. What is a lump? How do you do a lump of pineapple?
Maybe it's when they cut the pineapple. When you get the pineapple and they cut it, like there's they have these in Publix in Florida.
Yeah, where you twist it and
you put the pineapple in and it cuts it into like that circle thing. Maybe that is a lump. I could eat 10 of those in 1 minute and 4.2 seconds.
Dude, you would need so much Tums or something to help with the acidity in your stomach.
Dude, I could eat.
Bro, those things, that's like eating straight battery fluid. Ugh,
dude, I would used to get those big things of pineapples from Publix and eat that in probably a minute.
Pineapple.
Yeah, I destroyed pineapple. So
do you put it on your pizza?
I'm not the biggest. I'll do it, but I'm not the biggest fan of that.
That's disgusting.
Exactly. So
don't put food on a pizza.
Maybe I might have to attempt this on the podcast.
I mean, if you want to, I'm not gonna make you. If we're, I mean, maybe I will make. Maybe that'll be a big bet. Well, maybe we'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. So I can
do it. Yeah.
I don't know. So then I feel like I also have to have an equivalent challenge.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was gonna pick something like really stupid, just kind of based off the mouth breather that blows ping pong balls into a wall for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the spirit of challenge. Okay, you like pineapple, I like spicy foods, right?
Ooh, okay.
So I don't know what the record is, but I would want to know who has eaten the most ghost peppers in some kind of increment. 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minutes. I want that challenge. And I want to go, maybe not 5 minutes, I might die. So maybe the most ghost peppers in a minute. That would probably be the one that I would go for. I would regret it. I would have to eat Tums all day leading up to it. And then I would need a hospital for what would happen to me in the bathroom later.
I don't think that that's I don't think any doctor would advise that you attempt that. I think
about that.
I think you could actually die. If you were
Again,
to
I ain't trying to live a long
anytime I've
time.
seen anyone eat a ghost pepper, they only bite one of them or eat like one whole one.
No, dog. I've eaten a few ghost peppers in my day.
Like,
Can't
and
say I enjoyed
how did you
it.
feel for the next 8 hours? Yeah.
I mean, 8 hours, that's a little extreme. I mean, I only
Okay.
had like two or three, and they weren't like one right after the other. But
Mhm.
I
See,
mean, there was some tears. There was a
yeah.
lot of runny nose situation going on.
I'm not a fan of like I like spicy food, but when it becomes painful, it's really not my jam
Oh,
anymore.
you gotta compete, man. You haven't done? Have you tried any of the hot one sauces?
I have not. No, no.
Oh,
I
that's
love that
fun,
show though.
man.
That is a
Oh,
good
it's
show.
fun, dude.
I I could probably make it through that. I could probably do that. You know, they have milk standing by. I could probably.
Nah, dude.
I would be in rough shape. I'd be sweating. I'd be crying probably, but I think I could make it through that because so many people have made it through that show, so it can't be that
Someone
hard. Yeah.
someone brought in the bomb sauce to work one day, and I just saw
Okay.
it sitting.
Yeah.
And I said, "Is that what I think it is?" And they said, "Yep." And I had tried a few other ones, like the I don't know, it was like a raspberry or blueberry ghost pepper type thing. And I've
Yeah.
tried a few other ones, but the bomb, that's one of the staples. It's on like every
Exactly.
season. It's
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
either the
Yeah.
second or third to the last, and there's no milk in there. And he
Mhm.
just said, "Yeah, man, here, just dab it on your finger." Dabbed
Okay.
it, went in. I got real cocky
Yep.
because at first it does not hit very hard. It's gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it sneaks up on you and it's a little fun. But I like the challenge of spicy food. I always have. Fifth grade, we had a salsa eating contest where I won
Okay.
because I could handle the hottest salsa.
Yeah.
Um, you know, has it probably caused stomach ulcers? Has it probably cost me a few years off my life? Sure. But
Sure. Yeah.
that's what we're here for. You
Who
don't
wants
know
to, who
until
wants
you
to be
try.
around in their 80s anyway? Come on.
Look, if I died on this show eating ghost peppers, imagine the views you would get.
Oh,
You would get
dude.
to carry on the Bush League Bros legacy with somebody else
I would
off the back of my dead body. Imagine
I would
that.
replace this picture of one of my favorite rappers, AZ, by the way. I don't think I've ever went over who this
You
is.
have not
I would
talked about
replace that
AZ.
with like an RIP picture of you.
Look at
And
that.
wow, like I would screen grab the moment you were eating the hot food that killed you, though. So make sure, I mean, at least you look cool when you do it because it's
I
gonna be
mean, do you see
posted
me?
behind
Like,
me.
I look cool all the time. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Come on. Come on. What are you talking about?
I look cool all the time. Yeah.
All day, every day, baby. That's how we
Yeah.
do it.
So
So,
yeah.
are we done with this Guinness stuff? Are you ready to talk about one
Yeah.
more idiot getting what he deserves here before we get into some sports talk?
I am. Yes.
All right. So more so than this idiot that covers himself in bees, who
Mhm.
just murdering bees left and right for no reason, allegedly.
Yeah.
We got a guy. We got a rapper here. I don't know who this rapper is. I don't know if you do, but I saw this on CBS News. Maybe I should
Mhm.
start sourcing where I get some of this stuff from. Be a professional. God, Brett, what do you even do around here?
Yeah.
But on CBS News, I saw this guy, Fontrell Antonio Baines. He's a
Yep.
31-year-old rapper. I guess his rapper name is Nuke Bizzle. How good of a rapper can you be?
Pretty good name, man. I gotta admit.
That's
Yeah.
Nuke Bizzle. That's
Is it
awful.
Nuki Bizzle or is it Nuke Bizzle?
Either way, I want to punch him right in the mouth.
Yeah.
Nuke
Okay.
Bizzle.
Mhm.
Bizzle. I could go on a rant for that all day. But
Yeah.
anyway, so apparently in one of his music videos, he bragged about getting rich for committing unemployment fraud.
Yep.
A pretty popular thing to do for scumbags in 2020.
Oh,
And probably something you shouldn't brag about in a music video that's going anywhere on the internet, because now this chump exposed himself and he now faces 22 years in federal prison because he's under investigation. And this is just awesome. I love people getting what they deserve, especially when it's off the backs of their own stupidity.
Yep.
How are you feeling about this, Paul?
I mean, yeah, you get what you reap what you sow. I'm of the opinion if you are going to commit crimes, probably do not make it public that you are doing so. We've seen a rise in this though over the past, over the rise of social media. There's been many cases where drug dealers just post their drugs on Instagram that they're selling. And, I've seen many different things along these lines, actual rappers that have guns in videos that are illegal that they show in the video, like them holding the illegal gun in a video. So I'm not surprised. This seems to be more and more commonplace. The police just got to be like, thank you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's got to be easier than it's not easier than ever to be a cop. I shouldn't say that. But in terms of like investigating crimes, it's got to be easier than ever because people post it on social media what the crimes they're committing. So, I mean, I could solve criminal
Paul
cases.
says cops have it easier than ever. Whoo!
That's not what I said.
We're taking a turn here.
It's not what I said. But yeah, I mean, like I could solve cold cases on social media nowadays. I mean, it's easy. I could probably just DM them and be like, "Are you committing crimes right now?" And they'd be like, "Yes, I am. Here are all my drugs and guns and employment fraud that I'm doing." So good for them. Sucks that he's gonna do. It seems like an extensive. He
committed unemployment fraud. He should serve every bit of those 22 years.
22 years for unemployment
taking the
fraud?
Government's money, which don't get me started on the government. But I don't look.
Right?
Is it something that he should be killed for?
No, that's what I mean.
But you're an idiot. I'm not going to feel bad for you doing something wrong and then getting yourself caught.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what you get.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
And
to each their own. If that's what you like to do, that's what you like to do. You gotta suffer the consequences. Sometimes you gotta do. I mean, at least now, like unemployment fraud isn't really something that gets you street cred. But now, 22 years.
That's kind of a lame thing to brag about.
Exactly. 22 years in prison. I mean, at least when he gets out, he'll have the street cred that
you need to be
striving for.
A hardened criminal, like Prison Mike of The Office, where he kidnapped the president's daughter and never got caught neither. So
nope, never.
That's street cred. All right.
That is street cred. Yeah.
Nuka Bizzle, you have no street cred. And I'm out. You know what? I'm tired of talking about people. People just piss me off.
Yep.
I know our listeners would never do something so stupid because they're much smarter than this, right?
I hope so. Yeah.
And it's about time to start talking some sports. But before we get into our sports talk, all right, let me tell you about this sweet product that sponsors us. Are you ready for this?
I am. This is news to me. Yeah.
This is news to you. It's called We Sold Out. Okay. Now, what we sold out, what it can do for you is really everything and anything. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a top of the line thing or service that you need.
Okay.
What is We Sold Out, you ask, Paul? Well,
I'd like to know. Yeah.
We don't quite know yet, but once we do, all right. Once we do, we know you're going to want it.
Oh yeah.
We haven't sold out yet. But Paul and I would love to. All right. We really want to sell out. Mm-hmm. So advertisers, rush on over and act now. We're willing to sell out for you.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Any advertiser, we would take anything right now, man. I mean, we would take a dog food brand. We would take.
Bro, I'm all in on dog food.
Yeah, we would take
healthy dog food. Let's not kill our dogs.
Yeah, we'd take any beer sponsorship, Busch Light. I mean, I'm sipping some delicious Poland Spring water right now.
Oh my goodness!
Only get
what an amateur
in New England. The bane of my existence was that I had to drink terrible water the entire time I lived in Florida. And I can't tell you how happy it makes me to drink Poland Spring water.
All right. We want to sell out. I don't want to hear any more about Paul and his goddamn New England water. That's it. Advertisement over. Yeah. We're willing to sell at.
I agree. I'm 100% there. Yeah.
This is Bush League Bros Sports Talk. Brett Batchelder here with Paul Liakis. And I tried to put this off, but we are allegedly a sports talk show. So we got to talk about some sports. And we've got to talk about, the sport that's happening the most right now, the biggest sport of all.
Yep.
And that's NFL football. Mm-hmm. And not only did we both have horrible picks this week, we didn't get anything right. Nothing right. 0 for 6. That's painful.
Rough.
But our real teams also just stink. And normally I lead off but I
Yes.
think it's, like Fox News, we are fair and balanced. So I think it's time to give Paul the rub here. Paul, start us off here. How you feeling, man?
Well, you may have noticed during the commercial break or just break that I changed my outfit slightly,
What you wearing?
and I have my Tom Brady jersey on, number 12. You know why? So I can officially admit I'm depressed, Brett. I am
Mm.
depressed.
Welcome, my
I'm
friend.
I miss Tom Brady. I'm willing to admit it. I'm finally willing to admit I miss Tom Brady so goddamn much. It hurts. It's just so painful. So I took the approach with Tom Brady when he left. I took the approach that I often take when I break up with my ex-girlfriends, right? I just pretend like they don't exist anymore. And
Ooh,
no,
all
I don't
two of
mean it in a
them?
mean way. It's an easier approach, right?
Mm,
It's
mm.
easier that, what am I going to do? Cry every
They
night
gave you the best years
about
of your
it?
life, and now you're just going to ignore them.
Exactly. And,
Douche.
that was the way I approached Tom Brady leaving. I said, it'll be all right. We had a good run. Things were great. When they were good, man. 6 Super Bowls, 20 years of just being a great team. And now the Patriots stink. And my ex-lover, Tom Brady, is just he's with another he's with another dude, I guess is how it would be in this analogy.
He is
He's with
with
another
another
dude,
dude.
and that dude's treating him great. And that dude is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're killing it. Tom Brady's killing it with them. And I'm just in the back burner sitting here depressed. Like I'm a scorned lover. And it's just tough, man. I don't know how I'm gonna get over it. I basically took your Cowboys approach where I couldn't even watch the whole Patriots game. I couldn't watch Cam Newton throw another 10-yard pass into the ground, play after play, and he just looked awful. Stidham came in eventually. He looked terrible too. The whole team looks like they stink. We got smoked by Jimmy G, who should be our quarterback probably right now. You could argue. So things are rough, man. I'm going through. It's a very strange time for me because I have not dealt with a bad football team in 20 years. I almost don't really know how to react. I'm trying to pretend still like it doesn't bother me, but it does. And it's just, you can make excuses, that COVID, whatever it may be, but we stink, dude. We are not good. And Tom Brady, our ex-quarterback, my childhood hero,
Your jilted lover.
my jilted lover, he's doing great, man. He's doing great without us, and it kills me. And I thought when he left, I was like, oh, we still got Belichick. Da, da, da. You know what? You know what our record would be if we had Tom Brady right now? We'd be at least
3-3.
3-3. Yeah, I don't know. 4-2. I don't know, but no, we stink, and it's tough to watch. First time we've lost 3 games in a row since 2002.
Yep,
I believe. I
that is
mean,
correct, sir.
you know how old I was in 2002? I was like 11 years old.
Mm.
Um, that's a long time ago. I'm
Mm.
pushing 30, man, and it's not great in Patriots fandom right now. I think a lot of us are, we don't know how to react because we haven't been here in so long. I will tell you what, though. I'm not giving up on my Patriots. I'll never do that.
Oh God.
But I mean, as much as it hurts to see Tom doing great in Tampa, it's, at the same time, I'm happy for him, man. He's throwing touchdowns to Gronk, dude. It's always good to see him throw touchdowns to Gronk no matter where he is. It makes me happy to see them happy, even though they're not with me anymore. And I guess you can just tell in my voice how depressed I am about it.
You sound like you're about to start crying.
I almost started crying on Sunday. That's how bad things were getting, and then I flip over and see Tom just killing it, and he posted a video kind of taking a shot at the Patriots. I don't know if you saw that. It's
Mm-mm.
like the famous video of him and Gronk, after one of the AFC Championship games where they're like walking to the bus and they're playing some music. I forget what song it is, but they're just so happy. And he replied to a tweet regarding him and Gronk like scoring. They're now have the second most touchdowns ever between a quarterback and a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Tied Jerry Rice and Steve Young, I believe. I think. I don't think it was Montana, but yeah, man, it's just sad, dude. It's just a sad day, sad times to be a Patriots fan. But I mean, come on, dude. I don't know. We won for like 20 years in a row. I don't think anyone's gonna feel bad for us. Yeah.
You're my partner in crime on this show here, so I don't
Yes.
want to bash you too hard, but I don't think you're going to get a lot of sympathy from the rest of the world.
Yeah. Can I just end with one thing?
Yes,
real
you
quick?
sure can. Yes.
As bad as things are, at least I'm not a Cowboys fan.
All right. I mean, you have
Not to take shots, but
you're only a half game better than we are.
Yeah,
so
it does make me feel a little better.
You're almost right there, and I guess that'll lead me into my Cowboys talk here. And I'm not going to be as miserable as you,
Okay.
because I'm already, I said it last episode, I'm already dead inside here.
Yeah, you're.
But I've got some things that I just want to get off my chest here. Okay, so today, Everson Griffin was traded to the Detroit Lions for a conditional 5th or 6th round pick next year.
Yep.
Goodbye, good riddance, pal. There's rumors that he was the voice of discontent in the locker room. Plus, he stunk for us. He was a huge signing. I was very excited for it. Multiple-time Pro Bowler, including last year. And he's been nothing but miserable. He's just been trash, like everybody on defense.
Yeah.
And, this part will be painful, okay? Because I'm going to say some things that I don't want to say here. But Ezekiel Elliott, it's time to go. Mm-hmm. I love Ezekiel Elliott. But that contract and that production, it's just not – he could change my mind the rest of the season, but I doubt it. Mm-hmm. I don't see the point. Go with Tony Pollard. Yep. Get rid of Zeke if you can. I don't know who's going to trade for Zeke now. But
trade him. Trade everyone.
Amari Cooper, this hurts me too. I love Amari Cooper. Mm-hmm. But you got to make a decision on whether you're keeping Michael Gallup or Amari Cooper. Mm-hmm. Gallup's younger, less injury prone.
Yep.
And I don't think he's going to command the money that Cooper would. You know what? Maybe the Patriots will take him off our hands. Patriots need a receiver. And he's still great. I love Amari Cooper.
We need some help, that's for sure.
But I'm talking about we need to go all out and tank.
Tank for Trevor?
Nope. No. We're going to keep Dak. Dak's my guy. I'm not. Okay. I mean, if you can't tell how bad this team was the best offense in football last year and this year, points per game and yards per game wise,
before
until Dak went down, and now we're just straight garbage, and that's not going to change. We're going to keep our offensive line. We're going to keep Dak. We're going to keep those 2 receivers, but we're going to get a high draft pick because we might not win a game the rest of the season. I'm not going to pick them to win a game the rest of the season, and we're going to trade that high pick for another top 10 pick. We're going to get some first-round picks. We're going to rebuild this bad boy. Jalen Smith, there's rumors that we're going to try to trade him. Let's go. Get him gone. I will give him kudos, though. Let me give him one kudos. And it's not because he leads the league in tackles or anything. I don't give a shit if you lead the league in tackles. When they're tackles after you've given up 20 yards, it doesn't mean anything. Or when you could have taken a better angle and held them to a negative play, but you gave them 8 yards, that doesn't mean jack diddly poo to me. But I have been very critical of Jalen Smith because after every loss this season, he still managed to make it about himself, put on Instagram his sweet little highlight or two that his fans, that just have nothing better to do with their lives, posted to him or sent to him. Nothing this week. And I looked hard. I was waiting all week. I was like, all right, where's that highlight? I go, wait a minute. Maybe he finally realizes he stinks. He looks like a god. Like this dude, they call him the Predator because he got the sweet dreadlocks. Yeah. He's built like a machine. I'd love to look like Jalen Smith.
Of course.
But I wouldn't love to play like him.
No.
And I think it's time. Jerry Jones is telling people on their local radio station to shut up so we can finish talking. Jerry's fed up. I think it's time we blow this bad boy up And I'm still a Cowboys fan. I mean, you can see the Cowboys stuff all
you
around.
gotta ride till you die, man. Yeah.
I will always be a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I'm gonna enjoy watching them lose this year, just because I just see good draft picks coming in for us, so we know how to draft.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll be okay there. Mike McCarthy, you're on thin ice, pal. I don't want to see Mike Nolan ever again. He's the Adam Gase of defensive coordinators, in my opinion. Why are you still around? I don't know. But a new hope. When we mentioned it last episode, a new hope for football for the rest of my season has emerged.
Yes. Okay.
And for people, the beautiful listeners and viewers who have been watching the last, what are we on? This is our 4th YouTube episode now,
Yes.
20th episode overall. If you notice, I'm covering up my little WWE Money in the Bank in my Jordan jersey with a Desmond Bryant jersey. And we mentioned Dez on the last episode because it looked like he was going to get signed to the Ravens practice squad, which these veteran players who are getting signed to practice squads, it's a new rule this year because of COVID. It pretty much guarantees they're going to be on the main roster at some point once they get acclimated. I love me some Dez Bryant. Is Dez Bryant the best receiver in football like he was in 2014? No, absolutely. He's not that guy anymore. Yeah. But he's a hard worker. He loves the game of football. He's very passionate. Yeah. And he was my favorite player since the time he got drafted up until we cut him. The day we cut him, I was not a happy camper. But he is on the Baltimore Ravens now. And I have no qualms as a Cowboy fan with the Ravens. Yeah. So I'm all in. Yeah. I will be rooting for the Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl the rest of the year. I don't care how much he contributes. He can have 3 catches for 20 yards in a touchdown. I want Dez to get a ring because you know what? I'm going to say I haven't done this yet on the podcast. Dez Bryant should already have a goddamn ring because in 2014, he did make that catch. The NFL said years later that it was a catch. They screwed the pooch. We would have won that game. We would have gone on to the Super Bowl. We would have won that Super Bowl. It would have been over. We had already beaten the Seahawks that year. That was our year. Tony Romo was robbed. Jason Witten was robbed. Tyron Smith, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin. They were all robbed, and so was my guy, Dez freaking Bryant. Yeah. It's time for redemption. He's going to go get it. Let's go Ravens. All right? Caw, whatever your chant is. We're doing it. Ravens Nation. Let go.
Does it give you do you have a little hesitate a little bit? Like, did you see that he's only going to be on the practice squad currently?
That's what I just said. I said signed the practice squad, but these veterans, I haven't seen a veteran that signed the practice squad that didn't make it eventually. He's got to get acclimated to the offense. Yeah. I talked to my buddy Gavin, who's a big Ravens fan. Shout out. Look at that. Doing some shout outs here. We'll shout y'all out if y'all listen. And he was I don't think he's expecting Dez to be Dez, but he said they need receiver help terribly. Yeah. Hollywood Brown hasn't been the same, that I was expecting him to be. They don't really have anybody else. So Dez has a place on an NFL roster. He can still be a guy that, go in the red zone, go up and get the football. That's what he always did well. He was not a great route runner. He's not a speed guy. Yeah, but you throw the ball up. Yeah. He had some of the greatest, jump up and go get it catches that you can see. He wasn't Megatron, but he was the next best thing as far as that was concerned. Yeah. And no, he'll make it to the main roster eventually, unless, he gets hurt or something.
Yeah. I can see him playing well enough down the stretch to play in a big playoff game and drop a huge pass that decides a game in the playoffs.
Why are you doing that? Prediction. Why are you doing that? He's never dropped a pass in the playoffs because he caught it.
Well, it's debatable.
It's not debatable. The NFL came out and said, yep, that should have been a catch. We screwed the pooch. Does it help us? No.
The current NFL rules at that time.
You knew those rules were crap. That was a football move. It will always be a football move. And it cost Tony Romo a ring. It cost Dez a ring. It cost them all a ring.
It did.
I'm not real.
It's good to know that you're over.
I'll never get over it. I don't want to get over it. Yeah, I like being bitter about.
Sticking with your Cowboys,
the NFL's done.
I do have a question. What is your take on I believe it was John Bostic just
Bostic hit.
lit up your quarterback, and your team just did nothing about it.
Our team has quit. Our team has quit. I did
They
not
were like
like that
good.
move.
They were like, we're glad that guy got. We're glad he's not going to be the quarterback right now.
I feel bad for Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
He's put in a. I mean, look, if he had Tyron Smith, Lyle Collins, and Zach Martin out there, that doesn't happen. But he's got a bunch of rookies and second-year guys on the line. They stink.
Mm-hmm.
And Zeke, who used to be great in pass protection, now he's getting blown up all the time. I don't even know if he cares anymore. This whole team, they're more worried about their body tattoos and their brands. I didn't love it, but at the same time, what am I going to do? I sat there. I didn't laugh at Andy Dalton getting injured. I just kind of laughed and said, of course this happens. Everyone's getting hurt. Why wouldn't our backup get hurt? Now we've got freaking Ben DiNucci, our 7th-round pick, that's probably going to start this week against the Eagles on Sunday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
They better change that. That better not be the Sunday Night Football game. And our backup is and this is exciting, okay?
Yeah.
In Florida, all right. So do you remember the AAF last year? They had the Orlando Apollos.
Yeah,
okay?
I covered a couple of their games. Yeah.
Quarterback, the starting quarterback of the champion Orlando Apollos.
I can't remember his name off the top of
Gilbert?
my head. Yeah, Gilbert. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his first name?
I can't remember. I just know he was my Orlando Apollos. Shout out to the champion Orlando Apollos. He is now our backup, and we will never win another game again in 2020.
Yeah.
And if this hasn't proven how valuable Dak was, like, I don't know what will.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm all in on Dak. And I'm not as sad as you just because I'm dead inside. I am dead inside, and now I'm gonna switch over. Still a Cowboys fan.
Garrett Gilbert.
Ravens are not my new team. Garrett Gilbert. There we go.
Yeah. I actually interviewed
Old
him after
G.
one of the games there. I should have remembered his name. Yeah.
God dang, well, let's get him on the show.
I
Dallas Cowboys.
I don't know that he would come on the show, but I could certainly try. It's worth a shot.
What are you talking about? This is a Cowboys-friendly podcast.
We praise him enough, yeah.
He loves you.
Come on, dude. Yeah.
I just called him the champ. He's the champ. Old Double G.
He definitely remembers me. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You have an unforgettable face,
Exactly.
And I'm sure you blew him away with the interview.
Of course, yeah. No, I mean, he played a great game that game. I remember. I covered a few Apollos games before the AAF went extinct, and it was football. I wouldn't say it was great football, but it was football.
Oh, come on now, let's not do this.
Yeah,
let's not do this. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
It gave me football when I didn't have football, and it was finally a team that I could root for that actually would win football games.
Yeah, in Orlando,
or any games for that matter. And I'm just not used to that apparently because I can't have nice things.
No.
But let's get away from our teams. People want to talk about other things that happened.
True.
And I want to talk real quick about the Atlanta Falcons being the Atlanta Falcons, okay? They had a chance to help us get at least one pick right.
Exactly.
And they blew it. They absolutely blew it.
We should have known better. Yeah.
With about a minute to go, Falcons trailing 16-14 to the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Lions are out of timeouts.
Yeah.
They're at like the 6-yard line. All they have to do is take a knee, run it out, kick the game-winning field goal from point blank range.
Yep.
And what happens? They run it down the middle, and Todd Gurley, who's supposed to be this freak athlete, totally forgets where he's at, and he stops, but he falls into the end zone, giving them a touchdown. Yeah. It gave them the lead, but it also gave Matt Stafford, old Georgia Bulldog Matt Stafford, the chance to come back and win. And God dang it, they did. They gave him the opening, and as time expired, Stafford threw a game-winning touchdown to T.J. Hawkinson. The Falcons lose again. So just when you think it can't get any worse for our teams, the Falcons are one of the few teams that show us, yes, guys, it can get worse. Did you see this live? Did you see this at all?
I didn't see it live. I watched the replay, but how much like the Falcons just find new ways to amaze us by how they'll lose football games. It's just unbelievable. I can't even think of another team that would like that would never happen to the Patriots. With Bill Belichick as their coach, it would never happen. I mean, pretty much any other football team that wouldn't happen.
You don't
but
even
the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, that would happen to. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I
Terrible.
feel bad for them, but they just
Yeah.
keep doing it to themselves.
Yeah.
And I thought it was absolutely. Did you see the picture where it
Mm-hmm.
was the Detroit Lions defensive people that were like, touchdown, touchdown, count that. He
Mm-hmm.
broke the play. And I saw a meme where it showed them and it showed Gurley like curled up at the goal line.
Yeah.
And it said, this has got to be the most 2020 football post of all time. The opposite team celebrating Atlanta getting the touchdown
Yeah.
because now they have a chance to win the football game. And they did.
No, yeah. I can't really feel bad for Atlanta Falcons fans for one reason. As much as, my Patriots just basically started this when they came back from 28-3, basically the death of the Atlanta Falcons, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will never forget the moment it was 28-3 and my social media, my cell phone just blowing up with the few Atlanta Falcons fans that I had in my life at that time, just chirping me beyond belief. And I won't ever forget that. So as bad as it's almost run its course, but I still don't feel bad. I still, it's great. It's just, it's I'll hilarious. Drink it in as long as I can.
Oh, I need to get a new chair. It's hurting my bootay. So let's talk about some actual good teams here, right?
Yeah.
So we had 3 undefeated teams going into the week. Mm-hmm. And Paul, you did point out we failed the people. I mentioned a few episodes back we were going to predict some games of the week when we thought we had great matchups.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about this, and it was a great matchup. It turned out to be a great game.
Yeah.
Steelers and Titans, the last 2 undefeated teams in the AFC, they faced off. And the Seattle Seahawks in a banger of a game on Sunday Night Football against the Cardinals.
Can we
Are you going to do – if you say anything about Kyler Murray, I'm going to punch you.
No, I'm not going to talk about Kyler Murray. But did I not pick that game as the upset?
No. You said you said Arizona would cover but not win. You said Seahawks would pick. You said Seahawks win.
Can we change the goddamn rules?
You have to pick the winner, right?
No, okay.
No, I'm not going back and doing this.
All right.
I think the Seahawks are going to win.
I'm saying moving forward.
I'll give you this week.
I'll give you this week.
No.
I'll give you this week. But moving forward.
No, you want to change the rules next season.
I'm not even going to say that because if we're going to bet with points, if I was betting on that game, I would have won.
No, that's not how we're doing this. You got to pick the game right. All right.
I will not make any of my picks. My picks are going to be solely points. And then if that team still wins, so if I had picked that game and I said Cardinals with the points, I would have won. Correct?
Okay, starting now. But you cannot say because I pressed you just like I pressed you.
I won't.
I said who's going to win, and you said Seahawks because you said that you can't get it. But if you want to use that as if you don't want to have the balls to pick an outright upset,
if I was gambling, I would have won on that game.
I don't care if you were gambling. This is Bush League bros. You're being real Bush League right now, so thanks for living up to the brand. But in the future, if you say that a certain team's going to win and that certain team doesn't win, I'm going to hold you to it.
Fair.
You can't. I'm nothing but fair and balanced, just like Fox News. You're Bush League, pal. All right? I'm sick of you. You can't have it.
All right.
But anyway, we both stunk this week. We both stunk.
We did. I'll take it. Yeah.
I'm nervous about picking the Thursday night game, too. Another stinker. But we'll get there in a second here. Steelers beat the Titans.
Yep.
27-24, if I remember. Great game. Seahawks stumble to the Cardinals in overtime because of some terrible play calling, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And here's what I want to know. Steelers, last undefeated team in football. What's the ceiling for the Steelers team? Are you in on them?
I'm very in on them, but if you watch that whole game, man, I mean, that's like that could be AFC title game, really. I think it has potential that we could see that game come up again. Because the Titans are legit, dude. I mean, when the Titans went down big in that game, for them to fight back like they did, they forced turnovers. Like, they were doing everything they could to get back in that game. Like, that's one of those games, like, you really, if you're a Titans fan, / like Mike Vrabel is their coach, you cannot be upset with how they played down the stretch of that game. I mean, if
No. Can I
they
ask you
yeah,
this?
yeah.
Can I ask you this? So AJ Brown
Mm-hmm.
on the Titans,
Monster. Yeah.
DK Metcalf on the Seahawks. They both were at Ole Miss at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
How did that team not win a national championship? Because those two are
Unbelievable.
fucking dudes, bro.
Yeah.
They are
Dudes.
monsters. AJ Brown was so clutch in that game.
So yeah.
Monster catch after monster catch. I was blown away.
Yeah.
That is I agree with you. Titans are real.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think I came out of that game thinking both teams are super legit, have a chance to make it out of the AFC and get to the Super Bowl. I think going in, and if that game had kind of continued the way it was, if the Steelers had blown them out, you might have came out of that game and being like, maybe the Titans are still the Titans. They're still kind of frauds. But I don't think that that's the case at all. I think that team is super legit. You know, Vrabel's such a good
Vrabel's a
coach,
dude, man.
He's
I'm a
got
big
them
fan.
playing so well. Like I haven't seen a team that like plays for their coach like that in so long, dude. And
Does he remind you of like a modern day Ditka?
kinda, yeah. You could put that. I don't think he's as
Just
big of a
the
dick as Ditka
rugged.
was. Yeah,
Oh, come on now.
I mean Ditka was a douchebag. Let's be
Come
honest.
on.
Yeah,
Come on. There's no need to hate on old
yeah.
Dickie boy. Come on.
But I
Former
think
Cowboys tight end. Come on.
between I think he's got that combination where the guys want to play for him and he's a great coach as well. Like he puts his guys in the best position to win.
He knows
Yeah.
situational football.
Which not a lot of, I mean, you could even argue we're seeing right now that even Belichick, like you could argue that, I mean, he's always going to put his guys in the best position to win, but guys don't necessarily love to play for him.
Let's not do this.
I'm just
Let's not
saying.
make it about your Patriots.
I'm
okay.
just saying.
You got the greatest coach of all time. Let's not.
I'm saying you can make
you're
that
having
argument.
You're having 6 bad games, pal. Get over it. All right, I'm sick of you.
All right.
We're talking about the Titans,
but
not your
Vrabel.
Patriots.
I mean, yeah, Vrabel's got them playing great. I mean, Tannehill looked shaky in the beginning of that game, but I mean, he played great down the stretch. He's, like I said, he's in a good situation now there that he never had with Adam Gase as his coach in Miami, and
oh god,
I mean, it kind of shows you like what someone that was basically given up on can do if they're put in the right situation. And I think I would say if that game was a rematch in the AFC title game, I could see myself picking the Titans in that game. I don't think there's anything I saw in that entire game that like puts me off on them necessarily. I love how they fought back in that game. So, but the Steelers are legit, dude. The Steelers, Big Ben, his arm has looked great all year after coming off, that shoulder surgery. Shoulder surgery. I mean, he looks great. He's got weapons. Yeah, I mean, it's shocking to see. I'm surprised at how good the Steelers are, but going into the year, I thought that they were going to be the Steelers again. They were going to be a team that competed in the AFC. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they competed last year when Roethlisberger was hurt, and they had no reason to compete because they were on like their 4th-string quarterback because they had racist Mason Rudolph, or allegedly racist, just getting bashed over the head with a helmet. And I love this defense. I think that Minkah Fitzpatrick addition was just such a great pick. I do want to see. I think they're what's that?
Is there potential that it's TJ, right? That TJ is going to be better than
not
JJ?
yet. If he can stay healthy, maybe.
There's potential though.
JJ Watt. Come on.
JJ Watt at his peak was unbelievable.
JJ Watt was unreal. I think the world TJ Watt. Love their Subway commercial, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't love Subway. I mean, but I would sell out for them. And I love this defense. It's really nice to see football teams that can play defense because I don't know what that is. Yeah. But let's not make this about me. Mm-hmm. I do want to see how they play. I don't think they play the Chiefs this year, but they do play the Ravens obviously twice. Mm-hmm. I want to see how those matchups go. Yeah. I want to see if Big Ben can stay healthy. I mean, they've got to be.
That's
the
big question. You're right. Yeah.
The 4 teams in the AFC though that everyone needs to be talking about: Steelers, Titans for sure, obviously the Chiefs, and the Ravens. I think those are the 4 right now. Everybody else, Bills, Browns, we can talk about them when they finally beat somebody. But
would you say, like, because I think it's been the opposite for a lot of years, where the NFC was probably the more talented conference. Would you say that the AFC is looking like it's probably the better conference
Top
this
to
year?
bottom, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
at
take
least at the
out
top. I mean, the top
because
four
really
teams.
in
Yeah.
the A in the A or the yeah in the NFC you've got the NFC West,
Hmm.
and then you've got Green Bay, and then you have Tampa.
Hmm.
Outside of that, I mean, are you worried about the Saints? No, they
No.
stink.
Yeah.
They're
Exactly.
about to trade Michael Thomas because he's a malcontent now.
Right.
Surprise, surprise, crybaby.
I'll take Michael Thomas and
But
the Patriots. Yeah.
no, he can run once. He can run one route for you, and then he'll get in trouble for something he put on Twitter because he's a crybaby. But you can tell I'm not a big Michael Thomas fan. But let's talk about the Seahawks here real quick.
Yes.
How did you feel about that game? Did you like that game? Are you
Great
all
game.
in on
I mean,
Kyler
we got
Murray?
a lot of great football this weekend. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
be as much as everyone's saying the ratings are down or whatever. Like there's a lot of great football being played. That game was obviously a classic as well. Obviously the spotlight was stolen by the DK Metcalf chase down, which
Awesome.
awesome. Yeah. Have you seen some
Awesome.
of the memes coming out from that?
No. I'm sure they're
it's
electric,
like
though.
it's like uh it's like girls in fall, and then it's like pumpkin spice lattes, and it's like
Oh, that's
over
good.
baker, and then like all these different ones. It's so great, dude. I watched this whole compilation of it. It was amazing. I haven't seen a play like that since, I don't know if this is a throwback, but like I want to say it was like '05 Patriots.
Of course,
Ben Watson
Patriots.
chased down Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey intercepted it in the end zone. It was a big game. I think it was a regular season game, but it was a big game towards the end of the year. Ben Watson was on like the other side of the end zone. Champ Bailey intercepted it on the near side and was racing down the sidelines like 108 yards. And Ben Watson, who in his prime was an incredible athlete, he kind of gets overlooked in like the great Patriots tight ends, right? There's with
Okay.
Gronkowski
All
came
right. I
after
get
him.
it. All right. Let's
But
stop
he
this
chased
Patriots
him down like
nonsense.
it's like it's considered like the biggest hustle play like you'll ever see, right? But that DK Metcalf play, I mean, it was more just an impressive athletic feat where as soon as I think it was Buda Baker, right? He intercepted
Yep.
that pass. DK was probably 10 yards behind him. And just put on the Jets. I mean, is he the fastest guy in football?
No.
You think it's Cheetah? Cheetah, Tyreek
Yo.
Hill?
Oh, yeah. Tyreek Hill is
I
an
see
animal.
people.
But I mean, it's like
Yeah.
that's like putting a cheetah up against like a Clydesdale. Like that's what
Yeah.
DK Metcalf is. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
saying he's not fast. I mean,
No,
who
yeah.
am I to tell DK Metcalf he's not a fast human being? It
Mm,
was an incredible play. I really enjoyed it. Didn't enjoy the outcome of the game because
yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't have to hear you come in and bloviate about how amazing Kyler Murray is, even though he didn't look great in that game either.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I
so
mean,
sick of it. I'm
I
so
think we're seeing
sick of
more
it.
that like the Cardinals have a solid overall team. It's not all Kyler Murray going on over there. That defense can make big plays as we saw, and you know what I mean. I think they're just a legit team that is going to
I don't.
compete in the
I think
NFC. They're
they're
going to
the
be there.
most likely to fade in the NFC West.
Ooh, ooh, interesting. Do you think Seattle needs another weapon to really compete and like be the real team in the
No,
NFC?
I think they need a piece on defense.
Yeah,
I think they need to make a move on. I mean, hey, I mean, apparently your guy Stephon Gilmore is for sale. If they go get Stephon Gilmore, I'll tell you, if they go get anybody on
yeah.
defense,
Oh
pass
yeah.
rush, linebacker, corner, that's what I think they need because their defense
Mhm.
stinks right now.
What about Tyler Lockett, dude? Like, dude is just
Well,
every
yeah,
year,
when
dude. He's
Patrick
such an
Peterson's
underrated.
blanketing DK,
Yeah,
goes off for 200 yards and 3 tutties.
yeah, but like, is he the most underrated wide receiver
Oh, now
in
we're
the
getting into
NFL?
hyperbolic conversations here. No, he's not the most underrated. He
I
has
mean,
one blow up game every few games or every couple of
I
seasons.
don't know, man. He's. I've had him in fantasy a few years, and he's always
Oh,
solid,
here we
dude.
go.
He's a solid.
Fantasy is what maketh a good wide receiver.
It is,
False.
dude.
Win me some ball
He had to
games.
have the most points this week in fantasy.
Win
Yeah,
me some ball games. I don't know. Who cares? I lost in both my leagues. I'm just being a little bitter right now.
yeah.
I'm projecting on you. I apologize.
I think the Cardinals. My takeaway is the Cardinals are super legit, dude. They're gonna be there. You'll see, man. Kyler Murray's gonna be.
Kyler Murray
He might not be
stinks.
MVP,
He
like I
doesn't stink,
predicted.
but he's not.
But did you see? Did you see another great meme that came out after that game?
The jersey
The
swap?
jersey
The
swap.
jersey swap is legendary.
The
Tell them about
best
the
part.
jersey
The
swap.
best part is I thought that it was real for a minute. I was like, "Holy
Tell
shit! Is
them
he really that small?"
tell
Okay.
them what the jersey
So
swap
if
is.
you haven't seen it, everyone, it was Russell Wilson, who's obviously small as well, like 5'9", 5'10", right? Next to Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is up to is under his shoulder. And it looked like he was like a midget. It looked like he was like a munchkin. But for a second, when I first saw it, I was like, is that real? And then I realized I was
It
seeing a
looked
meme.
like Russell Wilson was holding up a kid's jersey, like a baby jersey.
Yeah, and then I
when he
saw
was
the
holding
jersey.
it up. It was so good. I did see
Oh,
that one. I really liked
the
that.
internet remains undefeated. That's
I mean, they're defeated sometimes, but that was glorious.
Yeah.
There are some beautiful people
Great.
on the internet.
Great stuff. Great stuff this week. Yeah. So, yeah, man,
Right.
Cardinals are legit. Cardinals
not legit.
They're my sleeper. Okay. They're my sleeper to come out of the NFC.
Oh god, you're just saying that to piss me off. All right, I'm done with your hot takes. Let's talk about someone that's out for the season here, and then we'll go pick our Thursday night game. Then we'll talk about some other sports real quick.
Mm-hmm.
OBJ, Odell Beckham. He's had a pretty rough offseason. One, he plays for the Browns. Two, we've gone over the allegations about other Brown things that he may enjoy. Hopefully, it's not true. Hopefully, those were just egregious allegations, allegedly. Allegedly, I don't believe that he does. Yeah. I don't want to believe that he does.
Yeah.
But he did tear his ACL in the first quarter of the game against the Bengals, in which Baker looked terrible.
Did you see the replay on it? Ugh.
Yeah, that leg was going the wrong way. He's out for the rest of the season. Do you have any thoughts on this? T's and P's?
I mean, are the Browns potentially better without him? I think it's one of those scenarios where
all right, Colin Cowherd, here we go.
But he's
hot take machine, Poliakis.
He's the diva wide receiver. You have to get him the ball, or he's gonna be upset. So you kind of.
I haven't heard him complain all year.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure he does internally. I don't know. You think OBJ is happy with not putting up stats? No, he wants to be scoring touchdowns, and when he's not, I'm sure, I'm sure they feel pressure to get him the ball, which can screw up the flow of an offense. And I mean, Baker, I saw Browns fans ready to be done with Baker at the start of that game. Then of course he just lights it up from there on out. I think he completed 15 passes in a row after starting 0 for 5 in the first quarter. So I still do not believe in Baker Mayfield.
All right, there we go.
Nothing's changed my mind.
All right, okay.
Exactly.
Thank you. Now we're getting somewhere.
Potentially, that they can run the ball. Dude, Kareem Hunt has played great for them. I'm actually happy to see, as much as I'm not a fan of domestic violence, I'm happy to see him kind of get his way back into the league.
Hunt. No, nope, I'm out on Kareem Hunt. I'm not a fan. You don't beat women. I'm not into that.
That's fair, but I think don't kick women when they fall down in hotels or casinos, wherever he was. But he's playing great for them, man, and I think they have the potential. What I think this could do is they could really be a more balanced run pass team, which I think they need to be to win football games. So
they need to keep the ball out of Baker's hands. I'll agree with you there.
Exactly.
They definitely have the ability to run, whether it is Hunt or it is Chubb.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they're a better team without OBJ. That's going to make life more difficult for Jarvis Landry. And, we'll see. We already know they're the third best team in that division anyway. They weren't going to be any higher than that, barring injuries.
Yeah.
So, Browns fans, be happy.
Mm-hmm.
You beat my team. Doesn't mean anything, but you beat my team, so I can't talk too much trash.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
I was going to say, part of me kind of hopes, I don't know if you're on the same page, they are just good enough to blow a game, blow the last game of the year that they need to make the playoffs. I hope that they get to that point, just so Browns fans are oh my God, we're going to make the playoffs. And then they blow the last game and Baker just plays terrible.
I'm a Ravens fan right now. So, I've got to be very against that entire division. So let's go Crows. I don't know if that's even a thing, but I'm going to start saying it. Let's go Crows. Let's go Dez. We're all in.
I don't think they refer to themselves
Well,
as
they're
the
going to
Browns.
start. Come on, Ravens, Crows. I mean, let's go here. Whatever you are, we're
Caw,
all in.
caw,
Caw.
caw.
All in on the Ravens, so
It's
we're all
okay.
out on the Browns.
I'm a
And
Tampa. I'm
you're
definitely my
allowed to
1B
be
team is
rooting.
Tampa.
Yeah, you're allowed to root for Tampa right now. We've got to get through this football season somehow. I don't want to be
Mhm.
doing all these NFL segments just depressed every
I know
second of it.
it's getting rough.
Yeah,
We gotta
it's getting
we
rough.
gotta take we gotta take them new
We need some
teams. Yeah,
positivity.
yeah.
We're not going to get any out of this Thursday night football game here, but we do
No,
got to pick it.
we do.
Falcons, Panthers.
Mhm.
Panthers are 2.5-point favorites. It's in Carolina. Old Teddy Gloves, Teddy Bridgewater versus Matty Ice, my favorite nickname in all of football. Where are you going with this?
God, man,
Do you even care?
I don't
Cooper
really
Bowling
care. Another
team.
pooper bowl. It's like Thursday. Have you seen the thought that they should do? They should just get rid of Thursday night football and do 2 Monday night games every week.
No, I don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that? Okay.
No, because
That's
in
fair.
theory, when I'm not having a miserable football season, even when it's not my team, I love having Thursday
nice
for
yeah.
football,
I feel
Saturday
you.
for college, and then Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
Now it just feels like torture every 4 days out of the week.
I'd take a Saturday night NFL game. I don't know.
No, they
Anyways,
won't do that because of college.
back to this game. Dude, I really want to take the Falcons, but
I'm going to.
I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go Panthers then. I'm gonna go Panthers with the points. I just don't see. I can't take the Falcons, dude. I did it last week. I can't do it again, dude. They're gonna find a way to lose this game.
They probably will, but I'm all in right now because I've got nothing to lose. I mean, we're both doing terrible with our picks.
Exactly.
And
you might as well pick opposite. Yeah.
I'm going for the Falcons. McCaffrey's still out for it looks like another week, so I don't have to worry about him.
Yeah.
I know DJ Moore had a nice game against the Saints, but that whatever.
Yeah.
Julio, you got to do. You say you want to stay in Atlanta, you're going to have to ball out pretty hard here. Yeah. You guys got to get this game. You're going to improve to 2-6. It's going to be the greatest 2-6 you've ever had. Mm-hmm. And I just don't care. While the Falcons have found incredible ways to lose games this year, unlike anybody else, whether it's the watermelon kick or Todd Gurley not knowing how to fall down, they have at least been interesting. The Panthers are one of those boring football teams to watch.
Without McCaffrey, they're tough to watch. Yeah,
and even with McCaffrey, they were boring. They weren't an explosive offense. It was just every once in a while you got McCaffrey doing something funny.
Yeah,
but because you're boring, Carolina, I can't stand you. I'm out on you. I'm going Falcons.
Okay.
I'm not confident in this pick, but
I don't know how you could be. I don't know how you could be. I was pretty confident picking them this past week, and it really should have been. It should have been that we both took them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we should have won that.
We both should have. We should have been 1 and 2, and
I can't do it again. I can't take them. It's just like I'd feel so stupid. So
I get you, man.
I'll let you be the stupid one.
I will.
I'll let you take the Falcons this week. I will not take them.
I will go. I will fail with the Falcons, and I'll be okay with that.
Okay.
Let's get away from football here for a second. Just quick update. We did have the Dodgers took a 3-2 lead in the series on what's today? We're recording on
October
Tuesday,
27th.
so they took it on Sunday.
Yep.
Right now, they're playing right now. It's the top of the 5th.
1-0
The Rays are up. Yep, 1-0. Doesn't really mean a whole lot right now. Mookie really has cooled down. Other people are stepping up.
Yep.
If the Dodgers win tonight, we're right with our 6-game pick. Is there anything – I don't really care. Is there anything, though, that you would like to say just to acknowledge what's going on in baseball?
I mean, yeah, it's gone about exactly how I predicted. I'll be honest, it's been tough. I mean, I've watched parts of these games, but it's
I've watched the last 2 innings.
Yeah, it's just
to see.
Exactly. As soon as we get, I'll watch the end of this game tonight, but just to see, you always want to see whoever, if a team can win the World Series, especially if it's a close game late, it'll be exciting. But I mean, it's just dude, it feels like it doesn't feel like the World Series is going on. Is that an accurate
Yeah.
statement? Like in terms of
Yeah.
sports
Because
media, in
normally,
terms of
normally I care, and I don't.
yeah, like
And I don't
usually I
even see
care
it
no
on
matter who's in the
ESPN.
World
Yeah.
Series, and it's like I don't know if it's. I mean, everything's getting clouded by the election and all this other shit going on. Even like football is
We'll
right now.
talk about that the next episode.
Exactly. So
Spoiler alert.
yeah, and we're gonna make our prediction. We're gonna add
We
that
will make
into
our
our.
presidential picks,
We'll add
and
that
I'll be
into
ranting
our
about the
overall
government, and
picks.
it'll
Yeah,
be, it'll
all
be
right,
our last episode before Election Tuesday.
exactly. But
So,
no, I mean, it things. I think. I mean, 1-0 right now. The Dodgers could easily win this game tonight. Mookie, I would love to see Mookie hit a walk off to win the World Series. Would that would not be the greatest thing?
mm,
I mean, it would hurt.
sounds
Part
beautiful.
of it would hurt,
No,
but
no,
I would.
it'd be beautiful
I'd be
because
so happy for Mookie. Yeah,
the Red Sox need to be punished.
exactly.
We need to be punished. We deserve to be punished. So we deserve every well, not we. The fan base doesn't deserve
Yeah.
this, but
I mean,
the organization
even if the
does.
Rays win the World Series, it's not like I'm gonna be like, see, we should good thing we got rid of Mookie. Like,
Then these
there's no,
closet, not
yeah,
real Rays fans are going to come out of Tampa,
yeah,
and there's going to be more goddamn
yeah.
cowbells. And I'm going to stop right there. I don't want to talk any more about this because I'm going to start thinking about these damn cowbells.
Hold on.
Go off.
I just want to correct you. You did call them the Rays. They are the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
But I think that's more intimidating, so I will call them the soft ass Rays. But I appreciate your stance. Your stance is right. They are evil for what they did to Stevie, old Steve Irwin, Crocodile Hunter. But let's talk about UFC here real quick. So I know we did our predictions, we did our post fight coverage the night of. But I knew some stuff was going to come out just because Dana kind of alluded to some stuff that was going to come out after the fights. But we now know more through whether it's from Dana, whether it's from Khabib, or Khabib's one of his training partners at AKA? It's just AKA, right?
AKA.
Their facility, DC. Daniel Cormier, my guy. Khabib was going through some stuff to get to this fight. Early in training camp, he got the flu, I believe they said it was. He got really sick, couldn't train for a couple of weeks. That's how sick he was. And then he suffered a broken bone in his foot, and he also broke 2 toes, had to go to the hospital, hid it from people so he could get through the fights, and put on that kind of performance.
Freak, dude.
There's no way he's not pound for pound number 1 right now, right?
It's tough.
I know he's retired, but you got to give it to him.
You see John Jones come out.
I was waiting for it.
Talking shit
what a
about
baby!
How can Khabib be
what
the
a
greatest?
baby!
I mean, he's got a point, dude. Dude's defended his title 15 times.
I understand. But first of all, and this is where I knew this is where this was going to go. I just wanted to report that from what Dana, DC, and Khabib were saying. So we could get to this, right? Yes. This is what I really wanted to get to. I knew you'd go here. If you guys haven't seen it, John Jones, while they were announcing, the updated pound-for-pound list. This is an arbitrary list that UFC puts out. It doesn't mean anything. No. You don't get any more pay-per-view points for it. You don't get any more money for it. It's just a list of what UFC thinks is the pound-for-pound top 10, okay? It doesn't change anything. John Jones has been on it forever. And I get the argument he's defended his title like 14 times or 11 times or whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's amazing. I do think he's the GOAT. I've said that multiple times. I'll keep saying it.
Yeah.
But for right now, when's the last time I've seen John Jones fight? It's been a while. I've seen Khabib fight.
Didn't look convincing.
He didn't look great.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't look great. Khabib has always looked great. Never been suspended for nothing. You could argue Izzy could be number 1 right now. But John Jones went on a Twitter rant saying, I guess we can just ask for stuff now and it'd be given to us because we were tired. And then he brought race into it. He said, this is why it's harder to be a black man in America. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's not harder to be a black man in America. No, but that is probably one of the worst points, one of the worst excuses you could use for being taken off a list that doesn't mean anything anyway. Yeah. And John Jones, I like you, pal, but you make it really hard to like you sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, there's arguments both ways, right? Because, John Jones is defended, but how many are we sure he wasn't taking steroids when he was fighting with? You know what I mean? Like, how many are we really sure that, he was clean for? And not to mention all the other Khabib is the most dominant guy that has also, you could say he's done more for the sport than John Jones, even with John Jones being that much greater of a winner, right? Like Khabib, has basically shown class, his entire career, except
No.
you could argue the time he
Yep.
jumped out of the ring was not
The
really the
Connor
classiest
stuff,
thing.
I
Yeah,
mean, neither
exactly.
side were
But
great.
Connor,
Outside of that,
I think we can agree Connor went way over the line, and so did all his team. Like there was
hey, you
that
know
was
what they
super
say?
bad blood behind that. Yeah,
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, baby.
cocaine's a hell of a drug. Yeah,
Hell of a
exactly.
drug.
John Jones can attest to that too. So
Yeah, yes, he sure can.
and
Allegedly.
yeah, not so much allegedly, I don't think. But
Yeah, probably not.
anyways, I mean, this is just super impressive. I also wanted to bring up, yeah, he's a tough son of a bitch. I mean, to do that, I mean, you couldn't tell that there was one moment early on where I was like, he wasn't moving great. Like, even though he was closing the distance on Gaethje, I thought to myself, I was like, it doesn't look like Khabib's moving great in the ring like he usually did. So it's not shocking to hear that this came out after that he had a broken foot.
And it kind of explains the weigh-ins where he
Exactly.
looks super relieved that he
Yeah.
actually made weight.
I mean, yeah, he must have. I mean, because imagine that. Because like, I would say, they cut weight that final, day or two. Like they really they hit the sauna and do all that shit. But leading up to that, the real way you cut weight is like you're running. You know what I mean? Like you're doing cardio. Like there's a whole process that you're cutting down to that weight. And I imagine he probably couldn't really do a ton of that. Is probably what the case was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense with that. But the other thing I want to talk about, and I had texted this to you, was that Daniel Cormier had an interview with Ariel
Helwani.
Helwani or whatever his name is.
Yep, Helwani. I got it.
Helwani, yeah, pretty easy. And said that Khabib was going to finish that fight with an armbar, but heard that Gaethje would not. Gaethje had said, "I won't tap," which I believe, because if you've ever heard a Justin Gaethje interview, he's kind of meathead. Like I would believe that he would get his arm broken before tapping. Like it's kind of a crazy thing to do, but I could see it in his case.
Yep, I have no problem telling you I'd tap.
I would tap. Yeah,
I'm not interested in a broken arm.
No, and I guess Khabib said to Cormier that he didn't want to break Gaethje's arm because he didn't believe he would tap. He didn't want to break his arm and hurt him in front of his parents who were there at the fight in Abu Dhabi. And so instead, he decided to choke him out like he did instead in that triangle
choke. Yep.
Like, what are we talking about here? If this guy is like, nah, like I could break his arm, but instead I'm just going to choke him out. And like,
You're talking about John Wick stuff right there.
Like going in, he had that in his mind where he's like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm just gonna choke him out so he doesn't get hurt in front. Like, what are we like? This guy,
he can pick and choose how he's gonna get you.
He's playing chess where everyone's playing checkers. Then
checkers, baby.
And it just makes you think, dude, that there's never been a time that he's ever stepped in the ring. Like any UFC fighter, most UFC fighters, I've heard interviews with them where there's times where they step into the ring where they're like, I'm scared, like I'm gonna get beat up, or like, they go into the ring not in the right mindset, and like dude, I can't even imagine, like, especially when there's a crowd there, the pressure that goes into that and your mindset going in. It just makes like Khabib has never gone into that octagon and thought there's even a slight chance that he could lose. And I think that that's what that statement kind of proves, is that he went in there was no way he was going to lose. And he decided, he knew exactly how he was going to finish him. He said, I heard him in an interview, I think the day before, after the weigh-ins, he said, I'm going to choke him out. And I remember being like, oh, it's like kind of cocky, but I could see it. Like, he definitely going to, but I think he was like, no, I'm going to choke him out because I don't want to break his arm. And
let me just put it to you this way.
Yeah.
People like myself and Khabib, people like us, all right? Whether it's wrestling bears or alligators and cougars, we're just a different ilk, okay? So when you present us with a mere mortal, okay, Khabib and I are just going to laugh, because we know. Yeah. We know what's about to happen. We're going to take you out, all right? It's over because we've been doing this our whole lives with real animals, with real predators. Exactly. What are you, okay?
Apparently you guys
Mr. Khabib, myself, one and the same, One's Russian, one's American, brothers in arms, though,
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's a great analogy. I can't
Yeah.
really pick any
Yeah, you
flaws
can't.
in that.
Yeah, you got
So
nothing.
we'll just
You
roll
got
with it.
nothing.
That's
Yeah,
an accurate statement.
and I
Um,
think that's the best way to wrap up the sports talk on this.
all right. Yeah.
Nothing else needs to be said. There's nothing really else going on in sports. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll talk about. I do want to address, not on this episode, but just for time's sake, I don't want to.
Mhm.
On the next episode, I will talk a little bit about Stan the Man Van Gundy being signed by the
Ooh.
Pelicans, New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about how that and
I'll
Zion's
save
going to
that.
work
Yeah.
on. We'll talk about that next episode. It's not a pressing thing that we need to
Throw a little
cover.
basketball
Yeah,
talk
we got to
back
get a little
in. Yeah.
b-ball back up in here.
I got some
you
Celtic
know.
stuff we could talk about too next
Oh dear
episode. Yeah.
God, gross. But okay, we will. We'll say that for the next episode. But it's time.
All right.
It's time for a Halloween edition. Ooh, spooky.
Ooh.
We got Halloween coming up Saturday. Next episode, I don't know if we're recording on Friday or Saturday yet. We'll figure it out, but we'll probably be more focused on the election stuff because that's coming up.
Yeah.
We gotta talk some Halloween here. We've done it a little bit, but we're gonna really dive deep here. I've got 3 things to cover.
Yes.
And we're gonna start with, I'm not a big, pumpkin spice latte. Ooh, fall is here.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of this year, just because I've been so busy with school and work and this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really caught on to the Halloween mood yet. I'm going to in the next couple days. But typically every year I'll find some horror movies, I'll find some Halloween movies to watch to really get in the spirit of the holiday. Halloween is a fun holiday. I want to know your top 5 go-to Halloween movies. And if you want to supplement a movie for a show, you're more than welcome to do that.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. This is tough, man. I'm not the biggest Halloween guy. I'm gonna come out and say that to start.
We'll just pick horror movies.
So pick the movies. So
just pick the horror movies. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Horror movies. Okay.
Yeah, just pick horror movies. That's fine.
All right.
Your top 5 horror movies.
I would say Beetlejuice has got to be in there. Beetlejuice, classic.
All right.
Not necessarily like I said.
It's a spooky movie. It's Halloween.
Exactly. Spooky
it definitely
movies.
counts.
Exactly.
Yeah, it definitely counts.
So that's in there. I would say I would put the original Scream in there.
Oh,
classic.
Okay.
Classic.
Scream is a great movie. For sure.
That plays at all times. I think the original Halloween has also got to be in there, right?
100%. That's on mine. That's gotta
be. And let me think. I had a couple written down here. I do have. All right, let me finish my top 10.
Top 5, not 10. You don't have 10 deep. Oh God.
Top 5.
Be here all night. 2 more.
I had a weird one. I like Casper. That was like one of my favorite movies as a kid. Is that
okay? No, I mean they're ghosts. They're ghosts. I'll take it. Was not expecting Casper the friendly ghost on.
That's what I mean. Like I was like, I can't pick. Like I don't have like favorite.
I like it. It's new. No one was expecting that. Let's go.
No one was expecting Casper. And then, to add to that, I would say, I guess like I'm going back to like when I was a kid. And then Nightmare Before Christmas would be in there too.
I've never seen that movie start to finish.
What? Great movie. Tim Burton, classic.
Tim Burton's weird, man. I don't know.
Let's do your 5, and then I might talk shit about. I'm gonna see if the movie I want to talk shit about is on your movie.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go. What I normally every year, and I think this is probably why I haven't gotten to the Halloween spirit.
Yeah.
Because I ditched cable. I cut the cord, as they say, and I went to Hulu TV. Free plug right there. I'll sell it to Hulu as well. I mean, they have live sports, but
yeah.
I don't know if they have AMC on their lineup. I don't know. I don't watch as much TV as I used to
Probably.
as far as network television. I'm sure they do, but every year AMC does like the Halloween marathons, and I'm all about. I know some of the Halloween movies are absolutely terrible, and I'm talking about the franchise Halloween, not just Halloween movies in general. Michael Myers.
Yeah.
They're all so bad, but I have 2 of those movies in my top 5. Okay. One of them is the original. I love the original Halloween. It's my favorite horror. It's my second favorite horror movie of all time. Mm-hmm. But to me, there's nothing more Halloween than Halloween. Mm-hmm. The second one is very controversial, I'm sure, to a lot of people, is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Okay. It's the only one that doesn't have Michael Myers, and I'm a big Michael Myers fan.
I was going to say, I don't know that I've seen this one.
It's the one where these people, they steal one of the rocks in Headstone, right? Headstone. So they steal one of those, and it has like these powers. It's a really cheesy movie, and
Sounds
the whole plan, their
horrible.
whole plan, this evil Irish mask making company, their plan is
Yeah.
they put this medallion that's made from the rock, as I hit my hat on
Yeah.
there, on these masks, and this song that sings like kills the kids, like it melts the kids and bugs. It's super cheesy, but it's really hot. It's a terrible. I hated this movie when I first saw it because it didn't have Michael Myers in it.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, I don't know that it's number 2 on my list, but it's definitely in my top 5. It
Okay.
feels very Halloween to me.
Okay.
And then another one, Cabin in the Woods. This is one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
Yeah. That's a good movie.
One of the, doesn't really matter for the sake of the movie, but I'll never forget it. One of my favorite Halloween horror houses of all time. It's a hilarious movie. I'm all in on the merman.
Yeah.
I love the idea that these people are gambling on, people's lives. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And, you might be able to feel like that's kind of how our government runs nowadays anyway, but we won't get into that. So those are 3. Last 2. One is going to be my favorite horror movie of all time, and that's The Thing. Not the original, because technically the original is a 1950s movie, but John Carpenter's The Thing with Kurt Russell. That was one of the first real scary movies I saw growing up.
Okay.
That I wasn't supposed to watch, but when that guy's, I don't know if you've ever seen it, when that guy's stomach rips open, never forget that.
Don't think I've seen that one, but yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's great. I don't think anybody would fight me on that one. And then number 5, I had to think about number 5 for a while. Did I want to go with the cheesy, corny, typical slasher, like Nightmare on Elm Street, like the Friday the 13th movies? And I enjoy watching those movies for what they are.
Yeah, they're good, yeah.
But I'm going with Chucky. I got to go with the original Chucky. Child's Play 1 it's not. As an adult, it's more funny than it is scary to me, but I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's so good. So those are my 5. Halloween 1, Halloween 3.
I'm impressed.
Cabin in the Woods, The Thing, and Child's Play. That's what I got. And I got to watch all of them before Saturday.
Good. I like those. That was a good list. I was hoping that there was a couple that were not going to be on there that you left off, so I'm glad. And I'll get to those in a second. I do want to caveat and say I didn't want to put this one on there, but it is my favorite horror movie of all time. Is The Shining. The Shining.
Shining's a great movie. Great movie.
It's really not Halloween though, so it's or even really
it's
close.
More
to
of a
it.
Suspense type.
Exactly,
deal, but it's classic.
If you've never seen The Shining, go watch that goddamn movie. That's a horror movie, or that's a thriller. I remember going into watching it.
Movie.
The first time I watched The Shining, I watched it all by myself, sitting in my bed, and I was like, oh, this really isn't that scary. The first, I don't know, you could say first 45 minutes, right? And then I was sitting by myself watching it, with it was the first movie where I was covers pulled up, holy fucking shit, I'm so scared right now, like that, it's just, it gives you that really creepy feeling. Not many movies do that where you're legitimately feel scared / creeped out. So love The Shining.
I'm all in on that.
It's my all-time favorite. You left 2 movies off the list that are and I'm glad you did, the basic bitch movies of Halloween. Can we address these?
Go for it.
Fucking Hocus Pocus is the most
never
overrated
seen
movie
it. Never
maybe
seen it.
of all time. Maybe of all time. It
looks like a basic bitch movie to me. No,
it's not
a
bad movie, but it's not a good fucking movie or a good Halloween movie or whatever.
I'm an adult male. If I said Hocus Pocus, you need to punch me in the mouth.
Exactly. But everyone is everyone says that's their favorite Halloween movie. I'm like, you don't even watch Halloween movies.
You know any men that are saying Hocus Pocus is their?
No, you're right. It's
all right, okay.
It's definitely the basic bitch, with your pumpkin spice latte, sipping it.
That's nonsense. No, I'm out on that one.
The other one that is, I've never seen it, but I've I remember it would be on the Disney Channel when I was a kid, and I never had any interest in watching it. It was Halloween Town. Fucking trash, dude.
No, I'm not watching.
Trash, dude.
That's child
I think I
stuff.
maybe watched 10 seconds of it one time, and I was like, this is terrible. This is an awful movie.
hate this chair.
And then that's the other basic bitch like Halloween movie where
you would have
you're probably double fisting pumpkin spice lattes at that point.
You would have had every reason to shut this podcast down immediately if I said
I
Halloween
thought you were at
Town
least going to
or
pull out
Hocus
Hocus
Pocus.
Pocus, and I was going to be severely disappointed. But I'm glad you didn't. So
I'm
very
a little
happy.
offended that you think that low of me.
I mean,
just because I have shitty taste in teams that can't win football games doesn't mean I have shitty taste in anything else.
No, you picked great movies. I'm proud of your movies. Yeah.
I thought we had a nice bonding experience last episode where we both picked Claire Cleary of Wedding Crashers as our wifey, Rachel McAdams. Yeah. And now you're throwing me under the bus thinking I'm gonna pick Hocus Pocus or Halloween Town.
Yeah.
That's offensive. So we're gonna move through this. Okay. I'm gonna build a bridge and I'm gonna get over it. Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna pick some Halloween, some horror icons here. And I wanna know if you had to pick one of these guys to be hunted by, I want to know who you're choosing and why, okay? I left Chucky off this list. I know he's in my movie list.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like we would both pick him. I mean, who's going to not pick the little doll? Like, I feel like we're beating that doll 10 times out of 10. Okay. But I want to know, you've got these are the classics. These are the cliche guys here. You've got Freddy. Mm-hmm. You've got the hockey-wearing Jason. You've got Michael Myers. You've got Leatherface. And you've got Pennywise the Clown. Mm-hmm. And I didn't include the It movies because those feel more like summer blockbusters to me than horror movies.
Yeah.
Great movie. I enjoyed both of them. But those are the guys. Which one are you picking
to be hunted by?
To be hunted by. You have to survive one of these cats.
I mean, there's two of these guys on here that if you've ever seen their movies, like I was an athlete as a kid. I mean, we've discussed this. I mean, we know your athletic accomplishments as well.
Me and Khabib, same person.
Yeah. I still have some wheels and that I can pull out if I need to. I might pull a hamstring, right? But if you've ever seen, I'm going to kind of combine these guys. Jason and Mike Myers, they never run after anyone. They're always walking at a slow pace, but they still somehow always catch whoever they're hunting because
there's a fence conveniently or
I don't know if you ever seen like the Geico commercial. I think it is. They're like, oh, let's run away.
The bad horror movies.
They're like let's hide behind these.
Let's go into the running car. No. We're gonna hide behind the chainsaws. That's
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I could easily outrun either of those guys. Freddy, he haunts you in your nightmares, so fuck that. I'm not dealing with that. Pennywise is terrifying, especially the newer ones. Like.
Great movies.
The first ones, if you come back and watch the first one, I remember seeing the first one when I was a kid and being pretty scared of it, but if you go back now, it's just so ridiculous.
It's a fun movie. Let's not hate on Tim Curry's It.
Exactly.
It's a fun one.
But
yeah, not scary.
And then Leatherface is Chainsaw Massacre, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really trying to fuck with a chainsaw. So yeah. I'll go with Mike Myers. Like, because I've never seen Mike Myers at a sprint, dude. He's always at a leisurely pace. I'm out sprinting him, hands down. I could probably throw a swing and get out of there quickly. I could run. I could box him like Floyd Mayweather.
I don't know. He no-sells hits pretty good.
True. But, yeah, I'm going to go Mike Myers.
Okay.
Who do you take?
So I like your logic here, but here's where I'm going with this. Let me break this down here. You're Jason and old Mikey boy. Your picks there. I like the logic. But here's where I kind of have to think of, I could never stop. I could never sleep. Because even if you kill these guys somehow, they always seem to come back. Somehow they're both immortal. And I'm not trying to deal with this the rest of my life. I'm all out on that. And these guys have shown you can beat the piss out of them, and they're still going to keep coming at you. So that's not – I'm thinking of the long game here, all right? Okay. I don't want to be thinking about this for years, right? I want to get this over with. Yeah. I'm with you on the Freddy part. You know, what happens in my dreams is already terrifying enough. Yeah, no. We don't need anybody psychoanalyzing me, and I certainly don't need Freddy in there doing anything. So out on Freddy, okay? And I'm out on Pennywise because that dude can morph into whatever he wants, and he can psychologically terrify you and then kill you whenever you're scared enough. Yeah. And I'm not into that. So I'm going with Leatherface. And here's why I thought Leatherface was the easy pick for me. Okay. Yeah. Let's go back to your logic on on Mike Myers and Jason.
Yeah. You could put him in that category. Yeah.
He'll run, but he's a big hefty guy. Okay.
Yeah.
And
not in the greatest shape, not the best.
I'm not I'm not Usain Bolt Poliakis over here, but I like to think that I can outrun, Khabib and I could outrun Leatherface if it came to that. He's going to get tired. And I know that, I don't want to take this cop out, but I know if I get out of Texas, Leatherface isn't following me outside of Texas because it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, not the Oklahoma Massacre. All right, that just wouldn't flow, wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But if I had to go head to head with him, I feel like I would have the speed. I could maneuver around him, much like you with your Money Mayweather, fisticuffs. Yeah. I feel like I could disarm him of his chainsaw, and once he doesn't have the chainsaw, what has he got? And what if I have a gun, Leatherface? Look, I have not seen every recent Leatherface movie because it's my least favorite.
Yeah,
I'm not into cannibals. No, I've watched the classic, but not my. It's taken some weird turns. Not my favorite of these franchises.
The Jessica Biel one.
He doesn't die. Well, I mean, Jessica Biel was in it. It's good enough
Jessica
for me.
Biel
but
was in it. Exactly. Yeah.
Whew. Yeah. But let's not go on that tangent. But nothing has shown me that he's immortal. No one ever really kills him in these movies unless I'm missing something. He doesn't have that immortality the other guys have. So I feel like
he's
the chubby guy.
What? He's immortal. He's a human. He's one of us. Yeah.
He just wears somebody else's face because he's a sick freak. But
But he's a human being that can be killed.
So I feel like I could kill him. Even if I didn't have to go face to face with him, I could run enough, tire him out. Then, I could do my Money Mayweather, take him down, knock him out, use the chainsaw myself, sweet poetry. I'm picking Leatherface as my guy.
That's a good pick. I was going to say, I was like, he can't go. Yeah, I was like, you can't do Freddy. No way. And then Pennywise. Yeah, exactly. Pennywise.
Those two guys are, way out.
Pennywise will put your bet, he'll take your weakness and use it against you. So exactly. So
not that Khabib.
He would be like, here, Brett, here's the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl. If you just
and then wham, dead,
done, exactly,
done.
So
I'm going there 10 times out of 10. Yeah.
Exactly. So
good call.
Yeah. So good call on that. I like Leatherface. He would have been my next choice. I think that I would have tried. But dodging a chainsaw would not be my idea of a good time.
You never dodged a chainsaw, pal?
I'm pretty sure I'm not 100% solid on this, but I'm sure I think he throws chainsaws too at points. He's a renowned.
We're doing this dodgeball. Yeah. We're doing this dodgeball style, pal. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a chainsaw. Okay, and I'll practice. I know I'm picking this guy, so I know what's coming. I'll be ready for him.
Yeah,
you ever seen me play dodgeball, pal?
I haven't. So
nimble.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
I'm going up. I'm going down. I'm going all around. All right. Yeehaw.
All right. One more Halloween.
One more thing, and then we can wrap this bad boy up.
Okay.
I want to know. Okay. So we've talked a little bit about your goat Halloween candy 2 episodes ago.
Yep.
If we want to continue that conversation,
peanut butter cups. Yep.
That is your goat. I'm not interested in any kind of peanut butter.
Yeah.
But I do want to know, there's this big controversy that seems to come out, and a lot of people talk about it, so we'll address it.
Mm-hmm.
Candy corn. Does it belong in the pantheon of Halloween candies?
Dude. I just want to say something about candy corn. Not only does it not belong as a Halloween candy,
ouch.
If you are a person that enjoys candy corn, you're a psychopath in my book. You're legitimately a psychopath. It makes sense if you like candy corn, because I would consider you you are a deranged human being that cannot be trusted around kids, cannot be trusted in general in life.
I can be trusted around kids, just not if I'm holding a paintball gun.
Exactly. And just if you are someone that enjoys candy corn, I pray for you and your family.
What is wrong with candy corn? What is your qualm with the corn?
It's disgusting, dude. It does not taste
good. What are you talking about? It tastes phenomenal.
It's fucking horrible, dude. It's the worst. Hands down, the worst Halloween candy. If you give me candy corn, if I go to your house as a kid and you give me candy corn, your shit is getting lit up with TP,
I'd be
eggs,
so happy.
Whatever it may be. I'm coming back and I'm destroying.
Give me all the candy corn.
I might burn your house down if you give me candy corn.
That's a little
To be
harsh.
dead
For a
honest.
delicious, sugary, sweet treat.
It literally makes me want to gag,
Huh.
dude. When I think about, like, I think one time as a kid, someone was like, "Try candy corn, Paul," and I was like, "What is this bullshit? What are you trying to poison me?"
It's a delicious American Halloween delicacy. That's what it is.
It's disappointing to hear you say this,
What are you talking
because
about?
it makes me
Candy corn's
question.
so good.
It makes me question whether I can continue to do this podcast.
It's so
with you.
good. Now, do I get sick because I overeat it because it's just pure sugar? Sure. Have I had it in 10 years? I don't know. But I know as a kid, if I didn't get, so here we go. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Here were the acceptable candies that I would get. I went trick-or-treating a few times. It was never a big deal. What we did, my dad, youth pastor, we used to do this
terrible
thing.
childhood. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
No, I had a great childhood. I was very, I lived.
What do you mean you only went? What do you mean you only went a few? You didn't go every year?
What we would do is our church had Trunk or Treat or the Harvest Festival, which they had a big thing where you're playing.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I got to play games. I got to school people in basketball and get candy for it. I was raised to play games and earn my candy. I wasn't just handed candy as a child. This is why Khabib and I are grinders and y'all are soft. Okay?
You guys both ate candy corn as kids? Is that what made
I would like to think
the savages you are today? Yeah.
Khabib would just sit there, choke out a bear, and just nibble on some great candy corn. So candy corn was an acceptable treat to get. Give me any kind of fruit snacks.
What are they fucking
Starburst?
The other thing about candy corn, what are they just taking handfuls and putting it in your bag?
They
like
have individual
candy
bags
corn?
of candy
That's
corn.
horrible.
No. What are you talking about?
You're fucking throwing
they
candy corn at you?
Candy corn? No, they put it in your bag.
Just fucking assaulting you with candy corn as soon as you come out the door, dude. That's what I imagine. Yeah.
Is there were multiple years where I was dressed, where there was a great white hammerhead. I was dressed and I was all sharked out, and I came away with some sweet candy corn and some sweet fruit snacks and some Three Musketeers, and it was a glorious time. Beat everybody in these games because Brett doesn't lose because, like Khabib, I'm undefeated. Just what we do. People like Khabib and myself.
Yeah.
And I had a great childhood, and candy corn is phenomenal. I'm a little disappointed I haven't had any in a while. I kind of want some candy corn right now. And if you want to call me a psychopath,
yeah.
Maybe I should just all next episode.
I'll
build it into like a whole thing of corn. Like a shuck of corn, but it'll just be candy corn. And I'll just be gnawing on it the whole time.
That's what we should do. So I have to eat. I'm going to break the pineapple world record. You should try and beat the candy corn world record.
It'd be the best day of my life.
It would be.
What's the candy
I don't know
corn
if I could
record?
watch, but I don't know. It's got to be something ridiculous. Yeah. But we can research this and it can be done. Would you agree, as much as I make jokes that if you eat candy corn, you're a psychopath, that it's one of you're either absolutely no candy corn or you love candy corn?
This is people want to talk about, are you Biden, are you Trump? That's not what's dividing this country. Candy corn is dividing this country. You either love it or you hate it. And I'm a lover, not a fighter,
Okay.
That's me, I'm a giver, not a taker.
To each their own. This has been a very eye-opening episode of the Bush League Bros podcast. It's enlightened me to your crazy mind that you enjoy candy corn.
Candy corn.
I'll still accept you. I will never trust you around my future children, or probably around my family.
Who permitted you to have offspring? I don't know about that.
That's a good point.
You don't even like candy corn.
And my kids will never eat candy corn, not even once.
Oh man, what are you talking about?
If someone gave my kid
when you
corn,
have children,
punch them in the face.
And when we're a big deal as a podcast, and we're not states apart, we have our own studio because we're just monsters in this, in this realm, in this world. You have that child, and he comes in. Uncle Brett will introduce him to the sweet, sweet world of candy corn.
He will not.
And he will fall in love with it. Yeah. And you will have to have it in your house every fall.
Oh, my God, dude.
While your girl is making you watch Hocus Pocus, your child will be, just down in some candy corn. And you're just going to sit there so happy because you have a full life and your son has taste because he likes candy corn.
I would bring him to the place where they get adopted. I'll give him back to the goose that brings them. Yeah, can't have that.
Is
Can't have
that how
candy corn.
babies are born?
Yeah, it's not the goose. What is it? The stork. The stork that delivered them. Call that motherfucker
You're
up.
telling me
Be like, this kid's eating
this
candy
is where
corn. Get him
babies
out of
come
here.
from?
Yeah, dude,
What did I learn all that gross stuff in health class for?
Yeah, that's nonsense, dude. That's not how it's done.
What?
Watch a Disney movie for me one time, dude. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Come on.
I need to have a talk with my daddy. I've been lied to. And
All right.
I think it's time to shut this thing down because I am now, I'm having an internal crisis here, learning how babies are brought into this world. Been lied to my entire life, so I need to go get this straightened out. So that's gonna do it for this episode of Bush League Bros Sports Talk. We appreciate y'all watching. I want to know in the comments. This will be our one focus. I want to know in the comments: are you in or out on candy corn? Right? Are you a decent human being like me, or are you a trash person like Paul? Yeah, we need to get to the bottom of this. I want to know in or out on candy corn. If you haven't already, subscribe. Mm-hmm. Keep following us along. We love the people, the 16 that already have. You guys are amazing. Shout out to y'all. Leave us a like. We'll be back either Friday or Saturday. We'll figure it out. Yep. If you want to go back and listen to our old episodes, you can go ahead and do that on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We'll have the links in the descriptions. Follow us on Twitter at Bush League Bros. And I'm tired of, pushing all our handles and stuff right now. So we're cutting it off. That's it. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, candy corn is delicious. And peace.
Peace. Fuck candy corn.